Happy Tuesday. It is Tuesday, February 10th in the year 2026, and welcome to another edition of Tuesdays with Thom. Well, the first thing I'd like to lead us off with is I want to say happy birthday to Raymond Crump. Raymond, I sent you a little birthday message. Raymond Crump was a track star at Auburn University back when I was at Auburn University, and just I hope you're doing well, man, and happy birthday. Well, the book signing this past Saturday in downtown Auburn and at the Auburn Hotel and Conference Center were very successful events in both locations. At the bookstore, Auburn Oil Company, booksellers, people flowed in and out during the couple of hours we were there. There were students and locals and alums who were there when I was there and reminded me of that. Sam Hayes, co-author of the James Owens book, Just Follow Me, The Integration of Southeastern Conference Football, was also there with us. The hotel event later that afternoon, hosted by the College of Liberal Arts, included one of Mr. Owens' daughters and the niece of Henry Harris, the first black athlete at Auburn. Questions from the moderator prompted answers from both Sam and myself. It was an educational, historical, and enlightening afternoon. The historical collection of the integration of Auburn University athletics includes the Owens book, Just Follow Me, the Henry Harris book, Remember Henry Harris, Lost Icon of a Revolution, and my memoir, Walk On, My Reluctant Journey to Integration at Auburn University. The books were all well received, and I think everybody there had a great time. Our G-List guest today is Jeris McIntyre. I grin when I say Jeris McIntyre because I played with his dad, and I remember when he was born. He's a former Auburn team captain and standout wide receiver. He has just returned to Auburn's football program as the director of football and alumni relations, bringing with him deep ties to the Tigers and a passion for connecting past and present players. So tune in as we talk about leadership, teamwork, and what it means to give back to the game and the community. We look forward to talking to Jeris. So our show today, of course, is brought to you by the Best Girl Consulting Firm. Let's hear from Best Girl.
Best Girl is a consulting firm that provides customized leadership, access and inclusion, public relations, communications, and organizational consulting services. Clients include Fortune 500 companies, utilities, higher education institutions, small businesses, and associations. Best Girl's team of consultants, led by Joyce Gilly-Gossam, Emily Hedrick, and Sean Jones, partners with business and education clients to promote organizational effectiveness, communication, motivation, and leadership, with always an impact on the bottom line. Best Girl's customized consulting services include strategic planning, corporate communication, executive coaching, fundraising, and economic development.
To customize a solution that fits your needs. So we're going to go to the round table and talk with Barbara Morales Edwards and Michael Walker. But let me first of all thank the College of Liberal Arts who sponsored the event at the University Hotel this past Thursday. Thanks to Dean Hicks. Thanks to Joan. Joan put everything together, and it was just a wonderful, wonderful event. And it was good to see a lot of people I hadn't seen in a long time. So, Barbara Wallace Edwards, what's happening in your world today?
Good morning, sir. How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Congratulations on the successful book signing this past Friday. That had to be really awesome there in Auburn. So
it was great. You know, I drove into Auburn on Friday was Friday. Friday morning, man, yes. You couldn't find anywhere to park downtown.
No,
it's unbelievable. Cars everywhere.
Yes, of course, Alabama and Auburn was playing a basketball game on Saturday, so a lot of people came into town early just for that.
Yes.
Students actually started camping out on Monday prior to the game so they could get into the game. So it was crazy out there.
Yeah. And I think Alabama won the game.
They did.
Okay.
They did. Yeah.
All right. What else going on with you?
I want to offer happy birthday wishes to my niece Amber. Amber, those that know Amber and myself, Amber stayed with me for a period of time, and so she was like a daughter to me. But happy birthday, Amber! She's back in Atlanta now, and I hope she has a wonderful day today. And I also want to remind everyone that Valentine's Day is coming up this Saturday. So if you haven't done your Valentine's shopping for your loved ones, you still have some time to get that done. I'm wearing red and white and my love earrings today in honor of Valentine's Day that's coming up. So hopefully everyone will get their shopping in time.
Well, does it mean something negative, the fact that I'm wearing black?
I hope not. It's okay. You get a pass this time.
Okay. I still got 2 or 3 days left. So.
Yes, you do. You do.
Go ahead, Marvin.
And also congratulations to the Seattle Seahawks for winning the Super Bowl this year. I know we'll probably talk about that a little bit more, but we had 2 former Auburn players on the Seattle team. And congratulations to Derek Hall and Nehemiah Pritchard, who were former Auburn Tigers. And congratulations to those guys. They played really hard, especially Derek. He had a wonderful game. So he continued his tradition of being a defensive star. We're proud of them.
Well, and there were also some Auburn guys on the other side of the ball too, I think.
I know Carlton Davis was on the other team, so.
Okay. And I see Raymond's with us now. Raymond Crump. Good morning, Raymond. Happy birthday, man. I hope you're doing well.
Yes, happy birthday, Raymond.
Let's get Michael Walker on here and see what's happening with him. I understand he went skiing this past weekend.
Can't wait to hear all about that.
Good morning, my friends. How are you?
Good morning. At least there's no broken bones or anything. So maybe you had a good time, I hope, Michael.
I had a good time, but no, I didn't get on the skis and try to do Lindsey Vaughn. I stayed away from that. What I did is a thing they call tube skiing, whatever it is, where you get in this inner tube thing and you go down the slopes and you have to control it. And it's spinning around with you and going all kind of ways. And you're going down a hill about maybe 100 yards or so. So you get up pretty fast. So
how do you control it, Michael? I've never gone tubing.
You have to put your heels in the snow to stop it. And depending on if you put it like one down and the other one down, it'll flip with you and stuff. And then you got to kind of straighten out. It's almost like being in bumper cars on snow.
Okay. Oh, wow.
Kind of similar to falling, huh?
Yes.
I was concerned about that, Thom, because I thought about you telling me first time you went skiing and you couldn't stop, you just fall down. But when I got in there, I said, well, I don't have too far to fall. That's going to be pretty embarrassing for me to try that. So I won't try that.
Yeah, you're already on the ground, so.
That's right. That's right. So I said, I'm not going to do that one. But it was funny, though, man. My hat flew off one time going down there because I didn't have a skull cap. I had on a baseball cap, and it flew off. And I turned around. I'm like, well, I can't go back and get that. And one of the guys went down and got it for me and brought it to me. Then the next time I went down, I got it to end. I started looking for my cell phone. I said, oh, no, don't tell me my phone is back here on the slope.
I hope not.
But it was inside the inner tube.
Okay, good.
So now your hat, your cap blew off. So you telling me Chris didn't jump in and get it for you like Joyce did?
No, it was no jumping on that.
Oh, wow.
Good deal. So obviously you had a good time.
It was fun. It was fun. It was cold in North Carolina.
Okay.
It was very cold up there. Yeah. And I went to Boone, North Carolina.
Oh, yes.
And it's very interesting. It's only population 20,000, and that is where Appalachian State University is in Boone.
Didn't know that.
Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't aware of that either. I found that out when I got there. And also, Boone, North Carolina is named after none other than the great Daniel Boone.
I think
Okay.
you like saying that boom, don't you?
But I was not aware of that. So I said, wow, really? So interesting place. Very interesting.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, I want to ask you guys something. We may even talk to Jeris about this. Did you hear about over the weekend the rookie for the Atlanta Falcons, James Pierce Jr.? He I think it may have been a rookie record, 10.5 sacks playing defense for the Falcons.
Wow.
This weekend, Saturday before the Super Bowl, he was charged with 5 felonies in Florida. And
He
what?
plays for the Falcons?
Yeah, he played with the Falcons.
He's from Florida? Is he
I
from
guess
Florida?
so.
Okay.
I guess he is. And his girlfriend plays, she's a forward for the LA Sparks. So it's some kind of domestic issue. He's accused of stalking, using his vehicle as a weapon. He hit a cop. I'm told it took like about maybe 8 police officers to take him down. I heard that on the radio. I didn't see the tape on it. But he is accused of driving his Lamborghini SUV into his girlfriend's car. He was stalking her, following her to traffic light, ramming her, and then, drove into her. And this is his first year, a rookie.
Oh, wow.
So
making a lot of mistakes early.
yes. So his career with the Falcons may be over. Who knows what's going to happen? Then you got to look at
And they got a new coach, right?
Yes, they got the coach from the.
He may not want to deal with that.
Right.
Yeah. And Matt Ryan just came back as president of football operations. So, and none of these people on the coaching staff or decision makers are the ones that drafted him. So who knows what's going to happen? Then I'm sure that'll be an issue with Roger Goodell, even though people are calling for Roger Goodell's firing because of Bad Bunny.
So that was so silly.
These people, they are crazy.
So silly.
That halftime show, I understand, got the largest viewing ever in the history of the Super Bowl. I think over 13 million people or something. So
yes,
everybody wasn't unhappy with it. I don't think so. Those that were, they should have tuned into the other channel and watched somebody else.
I thought it was interesting that Trump watched Bad Bunny and didn't watch the other show.
Yeah, it was very interesting. And the other show was I think put on by Turning Point, and Erica Kirk wasn't even there. So
they were at the Bad Bunny show.
I think so.
Barbara, you mentioned earlier that Auburn and Alabama played basketball this weekend, and it was a pretty good game. Auburn was leading by double digits, and different things happened, and one thing led to another. They ended up losing 96-92 by 4 points.
Right.
There's a possibility that game may not count.
I saw that,
and it may be forfeited. Huh?
What happened?
Well, have you heard of a guy by the name of Bidiago? He plays for Alabama. He's the guy that left school, went to tried to get drafted, played G League and whatever, came back, and they got a judge from Tuscaloosa to grant an injunction, I guess, and allow him to go and play. And so now it's been overturned because the judge had to recuse himself. By the way, he was an Alabama donor, wink, wink. So
yes,
he had to recuse himself, and they had to get an impartial judge, and that ruling has been overturned. And they're now saying that he is ineligible to play. And furthermore, the games that he played in may have to be forfeited.
Yeah, so he played in like 3 to 5 games, I understand, Michael?
Yeah, I think close to 5 games, yeah.
Right. So, they may have to reverse those.
Yeah.
Which I'm surprised Alabama was willing to take that risk, but I guess they did. Yeah, we talked about this last week. Beniaco, I think he and several other schools, players at other schools are challenging the NCAA and saying that, they should be able to play because a lot of players from overseas have played professional there and are now going on college rosters. So they were challenging the NCAA, but in Beniaco's position, it didn't turn out well for him. So we'll see how the others go.
Yeah. Thom, let's talk about the elephant in the room.
Which one? Go ahead.
There's a lot of them floating around.
Yeah. Trump and his video
Oh,
depicting
yeah.
the Obamas.
Yeah. I don't know what's wrong with that man.
Yeah, well,
It's so sad. He's
it
the
is
president
sad.
of the United States, man. You know, act like it.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
doesn't know
Real.
what that means, Tom.
Yeah.
Well, it's so interesting. He's getting a lot of heat, and then they came out and said, well, first he said he didn't see the whole video. Somebody else put it up, a staffer put it up, it was a mistake, it was this and it was that. But he never apologized for it.
No.
And it's pretty interesting. This lady named Sandy Patty, I had never heard of her. She's a gospel music legend.
Yeah, I've heard.
And you've heard of her, Tom?
Yes,
Yeah.
I have too.
Yeah.
You have, okay. She wrote a letter to him and said, Mr. President, my name is Sandy Patty. I am a follower of Jesus, a registered Republican, and I'm very proud to be an American. After a very careful 24 hours of thought, I wanted to share with you some thoughts. You owe America, especially Black America, an apology. I am grateful that the video has been taken down. Thank you. But to be honest, it is not enough. Anyone in the free world, let alone the not free world, knows that the images on that video is the pinnacle of a racial insult. She said, there's no explaining it away. There's no offloading it to a low-level staff member. The buck stops with you, sir.
Right.
My son needs you to do better. My son is a man of color. The millions of people of color in our country need you to do better, Mr. President. We need you to set the example. We need you to do the right thing. Thank you for your time.
I love it. Yes,
That's great.
good for her. And he
Yeah.
probably received several letters along that line. There were people all over social media basically saying the same thing.
What I like about that is she didn't insult him.
Right,
She didn't go at him at all.
right,
You're the president of the United States. Act like it,
right.
basically.
Yeah.
I had that conversation with someone after this incident, and I told him there was nothing presidential about him. Nothing that he does, his rhetoric, his actions, nothing says I'm the president of a major country. And it's sad to see where we are right now.
Yeah, that was, and what is his obsession with the Obamas and Joe Biden?
Jealousy.
Joe Biden ain't the president. You're the president.
Right.
He's always talking about Joe Biden and the Obamas.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they do the right thing. They just ignore him.
Yes.
It's, I don't know why. It's like Miss Jackson said in the second grade. She was a second grade teacher. Empty barrels make the most noise. And she
right. Right.
That's a good point there. I like
but
that.
That's what narcissists do. They attack everyone else, especially those who they're secretly jealous of. They want to try to lower them, make them look bad. So in hopes that it will make that person look better. And it doesn't. But they don't figure that out.
It reminds me of a kid. We didn't have a lot of rich kids in our neighborhood, but we probably had a couple of kids who were maybe better off than kids from the working class family like mine, what have you. And, generally, the kid with the money, the only reason you choose him to play was because it was his toys.
Right. Didn't have any talent. They had the toys.
Trump reminds me of that. You didn't want him on your team, but it was his ball.
Right.
And so you had to let him play. And he just he wants to be accepted, but he doesn't know how to be.
Right.
And you don't be accepted by being a bully. Right. Nobody likes a bully. And in my neighborhood, the bully would get his ass whipped. So I don't know. I want
And then
to.
he would be a bully no more.
That's right. That's right. That's right. While we're on this, I want to thank Emily Hedrick. You guys know Emily. Emily is had to take her son up to the doctor today, but she put the whole book signing thing together in both locations and just coordinated everything and just did a fantastic job. So thank you, Lil M. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
And also Joan. Joan actually came up with the idea for the book signing and did a wonderful job and sort of mediated the thing, or moderated the thing in terms of asking questions between me and Sam. And so
It's Dr. Harold.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
She's very impressive. Yes.
Yeah. So I thank you, Joan, if you're out there. You did I appreciate what you did. You did a fantastic job. And the dean.
Yes.
The dean was there and he did the introduction. So I thought it was great. And there were a lot of people there who I knew from past, and when you see people you haven't seen, you get to talking about ideas. And you guys may remember, but back in the day when we played, when the game was over, the little kids could run out on the field, and you could give them your chin strap, or they'd get your sweat hands and stuff.
Right.
It's funny. Somebody told me they still had some of my sweat hands. It's like, what are you gonna do with them? You know. But it was great. It was wonderful.
That's great.
So, thanks to Joan, thanks to Emily, thanks to the dean, thanks to everybody who participated. We appreciate it.
Glad it was a success.
Yes.
Yeah, right. What else you guys got? Got anything else? All right, well, we can move on then. Let's go to Sean. She's got a minute for us and see what she's talking about today. Good morning, Sean. Hope you're having a great morning.
Good morning to everyone joining in with us. My name is Shantia Jones, and this has Got a Minute. Did y'all catch the Super Bowl halftime show? I did, and I loved it. And to keep that momentum going, did you know that decades before the twirling, hip-shaking grooves of salsa music exploded into a global phenomenon, it emerged from the glitzy New York mambo clubs in the 1940s and 1950s and made its way to the streets of Spanish Harlem. New York City in the 40s and 50s was the perfect breeding ground. A new African-based Cuban music was meddling into the city's vibrant big band jazz scene, and a huge wave of Puerto Ricans moved to New York, nearly 900,000 between the mid-40s and the mid-60s were, as the decades passed, claiming a new identity in their new home, fueling a fresh, hard-pounding music with their own distinctive voice. Salsa provided a rhythm and music that we could live by, breathe, and get jiggy to. Latin music promoter and publisher Izzy Sombrera explained in the TV series documentary in Latin Music USA, it's the essence of the Latino soul. Que tengas un gran día. Have a great day. Thank you all for joining in. My name is Shantia Jones, and this has Got a Minute.
Thank you, Sean. Let's see. Hollywood, let's go to our G list guest. Hollywood's got the A list, and here on Tuesdays and Thom, we have the G list. And our G list guest today is Jeris McIntyre. Jeris McIntyre is a former Auburn team captain and a standout wide receiver. He has just returned to Auburn's football program as the director of football and alumni relations. He brings with him a deep ties to the Tigers and a passion for connecting past, and present players. I have to say that I played with Jeris's dad, Cedric. We played on some really good teams at Auburn. Matter of fact, I think we were both on that '74 team, which finished 10-2 and number 5 in the country. So, anyway, let's bring Jeris on and see what he's got going for us. Good morning, Jeris McIntyre. How are you, buddy?
Great. Good morning. How are you guys doing?
We're
Doing
doing
well.
great.
Doing well.
Doing great. Well, welcome back to Auburn, man. I see you got your jersey there. Good deal.
Yeah. Still trying to get my stuff all decorated like you have in your background, but it'll take some time. I get the family up there. Get the family
We're
up here,
getting
get me
there.
right.
You'll
All I
get
got is
there.
my jersey and my little Albie right here. So I'm trying to get it situated, but I'm definitely happy to be back. It's been a blessing and kind of back to where it all started.
Well, I'm glad for you, man. I look forward to some of the things you're going to be able to do. Let's go to Barbara. She's got a question for us. Barbara, what do
Good
you
morning.
got for us?
Good morning, Jeris. Thank you for joining us this
Good morning.
morning.
Good morning.
Now, I knew your
Yes,
mom
ma'am.
and dad. I was in, excuse me, I was in school with both of them. So I'm sure Auburn is in your blood, not just yourself, but your sisters went to Auburn. I think you have cousins, your aunts, and a lot of family members. So was there pressure for you to sign with Auburn coming out of high school? I know you were a great high school football player, but was there pressure on you from the family to also join the ranks of the Auburn Tigers?
I think I
Well,
can answer that one.
I don't know. I guess you could say it was a little bit of pressure.
Okay.
I had a lot of schools recruiting me, but deep down, I think I always wanted to go to Auburn. Used to come up here in the summers to Montgomery, where my dad's from, and Roanoke, where my mom's from, and was kind of always had, roots were in Alabama. So I won't say it was pressure. I kind of deep down always wanted to go to Auburn, but I had to see what the other schools had to offer.
Yes. Great.
Michael?
Good morning, Jeris. Thanks for being with us, and congratulations on getting the opportunity to join the Auburn staff.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm super happy to be here.
Well, let's jump right into it because now you're in the decision making process and overall. So let me ask you this question. Give me your take on how difficult it is to manage a football team today with NIL and the transfer portal and being able to really implement your brand. How difficult is it?
I think it's definitely difficult. It's a lot of moving parts that weren't around when I was playing. So, and even but obviously before, it's difficult. But I think once you build a culture, and you still are going to have some hiccups, but it's not easy at all. I think every year with the transfer portal and NIL, you're dealing with a lot of new guys per year. But the plan, obviously, most places, and especially here, is to have that culture to where you can keep a lot of your team, and not have to worry about so much transitioning a lot of new guys in per year. A lot of times with new staffs that happens just because they have the guys that they want and want to bring in. But I think it does make it difficult overall, even if you're at a program that you have just won the national title, or you're in a program that's average to below average. I think the way the rules are set up and kids are able to leave, it just makes it difficult per year. But I think that's right now the kind of the world of college football that we live in is just trying to figure it all out and per year and keeping as many guys that you can keep, and the guys that you do bring in, hopefully they fit and they mesh with the players that are already on the team.
Jeris, I had a question for you. Back in your day, and even further back in my day and your dad's day, players, I mean, we had a loyalty to the university. It was no doubt that we were playing for the university. Um, you couldn't necessarily transfer. You could, but you'd probably have to sit out a couple of years or something. How is the loyalty factor? I mean, is it? Are we playing for the school
Yeah, essentially,
anymore?
yeah. I think essentially that's what you want it to be, especially here at Auburn in the tradition of the good teams we've had, just the family atmosphere. Um, you want that, but I do think a lot of times it's clouded with the money as well as the way the rules are. Because, like you said, even when I was playing, and I'm sure before, if you leave, you have to sit out a year. So even if you were thinking about it, most guys, you want to keep playing. You don't want to sit out a year, but they have it to where you can just transfer and play right away. So yes, there's still some loyalty, but when you're able to have the opportunity just to up and leave if something's not going right or if you want more money, um, I think it just makes it so much easier, and your loyalty it kind of fades away. But I do feel like there are some in college football, some loyal kids that want to stick it out and play for their university, and I think that's the plan
Okay.
here right now is to just bring those type of guys in to be able to stick it out and want to play for Auburn University. And I think, um, that's always been the plan, and I think that's the plan moving forward.
Okay. Go ahead. Who's got something? Michael
I'm,
Barr.
okay, Jeris, you were talking about the rules and what have you, and I know this
Mhm.
NIL. It's almost seemed like it's a moving target. The rules are always changing. You think one apply, then it doesn't. But I found out, or I was enlightened that the NIL money that a student signs for, it's like a 1 year deal. So after 1 year is over, they can leave and go somewhere else to get more money. So in other words, what I'm saying, if Auburn offers an NIL package to a guy, he can leave. He's not tied to that. Is that true?
So it depends. Like, so right now, I really actually don't know for sure, like, if it's like that. But I do know a lot of places and most contracts are 1 year deals. So I think that is a whole nother, I guess, topic of discussion when it comes to figuring it out. Because in the NFL, with the collective bargaining agreement and the contracts, yeah, of course, guys hold out for different contracts depending on what's what. But I think that's what makes it cloudy in college football in general is the 1 year deal where you play for a year, but and you think you can go somewhere else and make more, or
Yeah.
you sit here. Yeah, yeah. So I think um a lot of yes, there are a lot of 1 year deals. I'm not particularly sure per player per university, but it is that, and that makes it really, really uh, challenging at times to when you're trying to manage a roster and things of that nature. But
Yeah.
I do think that makes it difficult, and that's part of the whole NCAA and trying to figure out how they want to do it and the process and not having to sit out a year where you can just up and move right after the season and depending on how many times you can transfer because now they had it last year they had two portal windows, so now it's just one. So once you transfer in January, you're there for that season. Whereas before you had one in January and then one in the summertime. So you could go to a school in January, play spring ball, not like it, and then jump back into the portal. That it was like
Yeah,
that last
that's
it
crazy.
was like that last year. Now it's just
That's
so now you have your team. You got your guys,
mhm.
if there's guys still left in the portal, then you can kind of go get those guys if you have roster spots in May or June for the next season. So it's a lot of moving parts. The contracts make it difficult. It's just a lot. But I think that's kind of the world of college football that we live in now. So you just want to get your players, get your guys, um, have them lock in, and hope they buy into the system and win football games.
Yeah. 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 I'm wondering when some lawyer or somebody's going to say to this recruit, we have an NIL package for you of $1 million for you to come to XYZ University. But it's going to be a contract and it's going to be spread out over 4 years. So the first year you're going to get 250,000. Second year, you get the other 250, and so on and so on. Not where I'm
Yeah,
giving you this front loaded contract up front, and then you decide, well, I'm gonna go over here because you didn't like something,
yeah,
and I'm out of the
yeah.
money.
Nah, yeah,
Right.
it makes it difficult. Yeah, it makes it difficult. It's just so many different moving parts that you really don't know what's what all through college football.
Yeah.
Right.
So, Jeris, you were the team captain. What years were you captain? Who was the coach? And what was it like being the captain?
Yeah, I was a captain in 2003, my senior year. Um, my head coach was Tommy Tuberville. I'm sure y'all know who that is, being here in the state of Alabama.
Unfortunately, we do.
So he is my coach. Yeah, so I was here in '03, and well, I was here from '99 to 2003. Coach Tuberville recruited me. I was played through those years. But yeah, I was blessed to be here. Obviously, my father played here with you, Mr. Thom, and
Yeah.
uh, yeah, it was always a dream to come play for Auburn. So I was fortunate for the opportunity. But yeah, in '03, I was a captain. We had a pretty solid year, played with a lot of good players, um, and played on some good teams. So it was a blessing. But I was yeah, and I really, really enjoyed playing here and being here, and I'm happy to be back here.
So,
Yes.
what's your day to day job? What do you tell us about your job?
Yeah, so now when I came in, obviously it's really with the former players, we just want to make sure they're all loved. Like from when you played, my dad played, and even before, all the way through now, Auburn has had a rich tradition in really good football and good football players, and we just want to make sure we get them back as much as possible on campus, having them involved in a lot of different things, and showing some love to the actual current players to kind of tell them what it's like to be an Auburn Tiger and like y'all were saying before, the loyalty in the program and just what it truly means to be an Auburn Tiger. So a lot of that is what I'm doing and kind of bridging that gap and having them meet our great new head coach, Coach Golish. He had that vision himself to want the former players and
That's great.
them to know that they are wanted around and he appreciates everything that they did for the program and wants them involved on top of just helping out in the recruiting side, anything that I can do, any love that I can show to help and let the current players here, but as well as the incoming guys that they are wanted and what Auburn is about and what Auburn has to offer, not just football, but after football, education and everything else. So it's kind of a mixture of all that on top of just overseeing anything that may be needed in general.
That's great,
That's
man.
great. I'm so glad that Coach Golish and you all are deciding to focus on and giving some attention to the former players because sometimes they're just forgotten. And so that's
Yeah.
really good to hear, George. Jairus. Thank you.
And I know a lot of
Yeah.
players. Sometimes when they're done playing, they're trying to figure out their avenue of what to do. So even having to lean on me and others that are like you guys that are doing great things just in general outside of it all. So a lot of people kind of get lost and don't know what to do or feel like I came to Auburn, I graduated from Auburn, I played here. But just letting them know that they have some resources to lean back on to help them any way they can.
That's
That's
great.
great.
Well, that's great that Coach and you are doing that. I think it's admirable and something
Yes.
that's probably needed. A lot of guys leave and don't, you know, that question, what's next, isn't answered for them.
Right.
And,
Yep.
they've got to answer
Yep.
it
Yep.
themselves.
Yeah. No. So yeah, it's like I
Sometimes
said, I'm happy. Yeah, definitely happy to be back. And like I said, Coach Golish has a vision, and he wanted that, and he knows how important that is. So I was glad that he gave me this opportunity, and it's kind of unique because I don't think a lot of universities or programs have it. And when he was talking to me about it made a lot of sense because even being a former player, and I was a high school coach and coach at another college before, but sometimes you just don't even really know how to come back or get be in touch or be in tune with what's going on in the current program. I think having someone in place to be able to help and to help guide or give an answer, I think that's very helpful and kind of unique in a sense.
That's great.
Yes.
That's great. Thank you.
And Jeris, you mentioned you were a high school coach, and I think you coached there in Tampa for maybe 10 years or so, very successfully. And I didn't realize that NIL was also in high school these days. I think Alabama
Yeah,
is probably one of the few states that does not have NIL, but there's a proposed bill in place right now where NIL is going to be initiated in the state of Alabama as well. How has that impacted
Yeah.
uh, high school at the high school level? Again, I can't imagine kids being offered NIL as high school
yeah,
players, but it's a real
yeah,
thing now.
yeah. Glad I got out of that before that all that started because I can
No,
imagine
that's right.
these kids asking for money, asking for money as high school
Yes.
players. Like, um, yeah. When I was in it, it was that was they started talking about it, but it never
Hmm.
transpired. But I guess now everybody's trying to figure out how to make a dollar. And
Yes.
Yeah.
a lot of these kids are super duper talented and are gonna make a lot of money when they get to the college level. So
Right.
anyway, they're trying to figure out any way they can make money early on. I guess in a sense that would make sense. But at the end of the day, it's just trickling on down. Uh,
Right.
yeah, it's just trickling on down. But I do know a lot of kids that are they're taking extra classes to transfer. I mean, not transfer, but to graduate early or move up in the class so that they can get to the money quicker in college. So it's happening all over. It's all over.
Wow.
But I guess teach his own. Teach his own. I mean, a lot of kids they are coming from nothing. So if they're
Right.
super talented and can make something early on, more power to them. But a lot of them uh, are just playing for the dollar and not the love of the
Yeah.
game. And I think
Right.
if you play for the love of the game, eventually that money will come.
Right.
But if they're throwing it to you early, it's kind of something that a lot of these parents and these agents and all that stuff are looking at. So
That's right. You didn't mention the agents. Now they got agents now, and
Yeah.
got agents
so
now, man. You got these kids,
agent's
they
job is
jump
they only got one job. That's to make
that's
money.
Make money.
yeah, to make you money, yeah. And a lot of them, through the recruit process, like you said, out of high school, you're trying to recruit the kid, like, bring them on visits and things of that nature. And they tell you, hey, call my agent. So, so it's a lot different. It's a lot different. You do find kids that want to come and love football just because, but a lot of it is the agent and how much can I get and all those different things. So that's part of
I I I, I don't know. I just wonder, as we get down the road and we're able to look back at this and see what the graduation rates were and how that stacks up with everything else with the past and the loyalty factor and so on and so forth. And I don't know if we know those answers right now. Probably hadn't
it.
been out there long enough, but
That's,
it
yeah.
should be interesting to see down the road. It's always interesting to me when they're introducing this. Oh, so and so and so and so. Yeah, and they introduce the player. He's a transfer from so and so and so and so. He's in his sixth
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
It's like,
Right.
what's he been doing?
Yeah. Yeah. What are
But
the
it's just the way
what,
the
yeah,
game is
what
now.
are we doing in this? Yeah,
It's a
you can
different game.
transfer, and like I said, if they had did the rules were different, it would make it more to sit out a year or can only transfer once. There's so many different things that I think could make it, easier on this end, and but NCAA they make their own rules, so it is what it is until it's all said and done.
Yes.
Raymond Crump, I mentioned Raymond earlier, who was there when I was there, he's a track guy. He has a question. He says, are we increasing players' knowledge on financial management of NIL funds? In other words, can they go learn how to manage this money or what have you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I've been, I was at another place, another college before, and it was things that were set up for them to learn financially what's what and just the
That's
different
great.
things. And I think so here. Obviously, I got here in January, but I know there's plans in place for each of these players in the within the program to help them understand managing money and anything else that they may need to know because it is a lot of money being flown around. And I know here at Auburn University, we do have plans in place to help them understand and know what, not necessarily tell them what to do, but just so that they know and they have the knowledge of what needs to be done to help themselves.
That's good, man. That's great.
Yes.
Michael,
But
Barbara,
yeah,
you
it
got any?
definitely, there's definitely.
Jeris, I'd like to ask you this question. What were some of the emotions you experienced following in your father's footsteps, playing football on the same field that he played? Being recruited, coming to Auburn, and working your way through and realizing these are the same places your father was. What kind of emotions did you get? And then getting in your first game, what were your thoughts and feelings?
Um, it was pretty surreal to know that I would be able to play at the same university that he did and was able to do some good things at. Obviously, we'll be reminded daily just because of a lot of the older, and I won't say old, older Auburn fans would remember. Oh, I remember when your dad played. Remember your dad played. I remember your dad said so. Um, I was always reminded of it, so it was pretty exciting and fun to be able to play, on the same field, the same university as he did for sure. It was very very fun, exciting, and it's truly a blessing.
That's great.
Did you
That's
find
great.
yourself checking his
We
stats
both
out and
we
trying to see if you could outdo him?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And I know Mr. Thom will be able to tell me if how good he actually was. He was telling me he was really good. Other people telling me. I mean, I may need a actual teammate that was on the field with him to be able to tell me. I know he had some good stats, and when he left, he was a leading rusher and all that stuff. But I just look at him. I look at him as dad. I'm like, man, I don't know, man. Kind of small, man. I don't know. You talking about you playing running back, man? He's kind of small, So they say he was
I'll,
fast. I know that. They say he was
I'll,
fast,
I'll,
and I got some speed, I guess, from him. Yeah.
I'll meet you for lunch one day and we'll have a talk.
Okay. For sure. Yeah. So nah, they say he was fast, but I
No,
heard
he
he was a pretty
was.
good
He
player, and I
was.
try.
He was,
Yeah. And
he
I and
was a
I
great
run
athlete.
it. Yeah, yeah, and I run into people all the time from Montgomery that talk about him from middle school and high school and things of that nature. So say he was a fast, athletic guy. So I guess I got some of that from him. Got some of it from my mom too. I can't leave her out. I guess I got some
There
of
you
Right.
that
go. There
from
you
her as
go.
well.
Yes.
So
Yes.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah. Well, I'll say two things. One is Geraldine will be down there organizing your office pretty soon if you
yeah.
don't get it straightened out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then,
Yes,
and
yes.
then,
Yeah, that's what I
and
got.
then
Yeah,
the other
yes,
part,
for sure.
she's gonna be down there and take care of it. And then the other part, if you didn't get anything else, you look like your dad. I
Yes, he
would tell
does,
you,
doesn't
man, you
he?
That's what
look
they
like
say,
Cedric.
man. That's what they say.
He
That's
even
what they
sounds
say.
like him.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what they say. I'm like, man, I guess so. I'll take it. I'll take it.
yeah.
I'll
Even your
take it.
mannerism. I'm sitting here
Yes,
looking at you thinking I'm talking to Cedric,
Cedric.
actually.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
That's what everybody tells me. I'm like, is that a good or a bad thing?
It's a good
It's all good.
True.
It's all good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But
Understood.
I was fortunate. We always talk about, always football, but the whole family, my mom, dad, myself, my sisters, all graduated from Auburn. So I think that's something a pretty interesting fact
Yes.
that I don't know if a lot of people know. So having five African American people in the family, in the media family, having graduated on top of, like I said, my aunts and cousins, all of them have graduated too. So I think
Yes.
that is a pretty interesting thing when you look at Auburn and the Auburn family to have that and know that, yeah, we came here and but we were all able to graduate and get a degree from Auburn University. So that those are some of the
Yes.
things I like to share even to these younger guys, even though
There you
it's
go.
NIL and
There
they
you go.
get a
Right.
whole bunch of money.
Well, and
Education is still an important part of it.
Yes.
Right.
and because when Cedric and all of us played, it was still the early part of athletic integration, and so Cedric, Mitzi, Reese, in that order, I think so. All graduated, and that was a big
Mm-hmm.
deal for me that we all graduated, uh,
Mm-hmm.
and it was kind of an era when a lot of players didn't graduate,
Right.
and so for all of us to graduate, and I remember we'd have our little study sessions, um, and everybody was pretty intent on graduating, and so
Yes.
I give credit to Cedric, Mitzi, Reese, and all those guys. Uh, they came after me. We were there
Mm-hmm.
together, but I was the older, and so it was just a great thing that we were all able to do that, and have all been fairly successful in life, and so
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think that's
yeah.
what.
That's
Well,
always
Cedric's
nice.
been very successful, so yeah, I
Yes.
think it's great. It's great.
Yes.
It's great to be able
And
to look back on it.
Jerris, I know you played from 99 to 2003, and you had some really great players on your team, your teammates. Talk about some of those players, and do you have the game that's most memorable to you, stands out most to you?
Yeah, I played with a lot of great players: Jason Campbell, Cadillac, Ronnie Brown, Dontarius, Thomas, Carlos Dansby. The list goes on. Um,
Yes.
we got I can tell we had some good games, some good years. I think one of my more memorable my senior season, I scored the first two touchdowns of the season against Vanderbilt to help us kind of get rolling going on. And then like I would say that's kind of a big time memory that I have that I hold. Also the first play of the 2003 Iron Bowl that same year, Cadillac broke his 80-yard touchdown run on the first
Yes.
play of the game. I was in kind of blocking and running down the sideline with him on that play. That was another memorable moment, especially being Bama and beating Bama and having beaten them however many years we did in a row through that
Right.
time. So some of those plays like that are the ones that I remember from my senior year, the year that I was a captain, and I think I kind of cherish those moments.
That's awesome.
Good deal, man.
Yes.
I, and I think as we talk about the NIL and all that, I think at some point this that thing will level out, and young people will
Yeah.
start playing for their school again. And as Jairus just mentioned, you have this loyalty thing, and you have these. I mean, like me and his dad and Mitzi and Cedric and Reese. We'll always be friends. We'll always be tight. We shared
Right.
that thing together,
Right.
and
Yeah.
and luckily in that time we had really good years. We finished. I can remember we finished number
Yeah.
5, number 8, number 9, 3 of those 4 years. We never had a losing season, and so those are things you look back on, and you look back on with pride. And I think at some point it will go back, not go backward, but it'll level out. And we were we were excited to get our little $15 every month.
Yeah, yeah. No, I'm telling you, man, it's different. Like I said, what you just said. Some of the guys that I named, on top of others, we have group chats and group text messages, and we still talk like we nothing like we just like it was last year,
Yeah,
like it
Right.
was 20 years
yeah,
ago.
Right.
Over
yeah,
I think just having that bond with the your former teammates and playing
yeah,
with them for all 4 5 years. Used to be 5 years, rare for 5 years. Y'all known each other. Y'all played together all those years. Won games, lost games, went through good times, bad times. I mean, it sticks with you when it's like that. So that's kind of the plan, and I know that's what coach wants, and we're trying to do is just to keep that bond and keep these guys together for however many years you can, and keep it growing.
But Jared, one of the things that stands out in my mind that during that period of time that Cadillac served as interim head coach at Auburn, to see his teammates come back and support him, I was just so proud of you guys. There was a sea of players from his time period playing on the team that was there to support him as his time as interim head coach. So congratulations to you guys for sticking together and supporting each other.
Absolutely, always that Auburn brotherhood for sure.
Yes. Yes.
Jared, go ahead. You got something else, Michael? You can really
I was
say
just going to ask him right quickly. You spent some time in the NFL. Tell us about that experience.
Yeah, I was drafted to Kansas City Chiefs. It was I had some ups and downs, but it was a blessing because that was always my dream to get drafted into the NFL, and was able to play with a lot of good players, some Hall of Famers. Obviously, when you play, you always want to play longer, but it is what it is when it comes to that profession in the National Football League. But I was fortunate enough to be able to hang around for a little while and meet a lot of good people and play, in some good games with some good guys. So I really enjoyed it. It was a blessing. I was drafted by a legendary coach in Dick Vermeil and played with some guys like Hall of Famers Tony Gonzalez and Willie Rove and Will Shields. Was also able to play with Tony Richardson, who does a lot of, I think, some alumni deal things with Auburn University, but he was a fullback that played here in the 90s, and he was still playing when I got drafted. So was able to play with guys like him. So I definitely cherish those moments and was able to make it to the highest level. And that was the dream.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yeah, that's great. Anything else? Michael, Barbara, Jeris, is there anything that we haven't talked about that you would like to talk about? Jimmy?
I think he froze.
Oh, okay.
Losing.
You can you hear us, Jaris? Okay. Well, we're about near the end anyway. All right. Well, unless somebody's got anything else, we're going to move on. Okay. Jeris, thank you so much, man. I wish you the best of luck. And if we can do anything to assist you in your job or help in any way, please let us know. We'll be glad to do it. Okay?
Yes.
All right. Thanks, guys. As we journey through this month's Black History and its recollections, just remember we all are history. We all contribute to history every day, and we should celebrate and acknowledge history at its highest level. I heard a speaker say last week we have to discuss history because history is part of our future. We can acknowledge and study history and not only see where and how things went in a certain direction, but also see where things are going. And if you don't have knowledge of history, you're bound to repeat it. And that's our show for today. I want to thank everyone who was associated with the book signing this past weekend. Thanks for my writing partner, Sam Hayes. Thanks to Emily. Thanks to Sean for making all the reservations for us or whatever. Thank the people at Oil Company Bookstore. Hope I'm saying that right. You guys were wonderful. We appreciate it. Thank everybody in the College of Liberal Arts. You guys were wonderful as well. And all the people who came to the signing. It was just a special, special day for the Owens, for the Harrises, and for Sam Hayes and myself. So we want to thank the audience. We appreciate you. Thank everyone who came to the book signing. Thanks to our G-list guest, Jeris McIntyre. Thank our sponsor, Best Girl. Thanks again to the TWT team, Barbara, Sean, Emily, Michael, and Joyce. And as always, a special thanks to our audience. And that's it for this February 10th in the year 2026. Remember, a day without a smile is a day wasted. Enjoy yourself. Make every day count. Stay safe. Blessings and peace.